Good morning. How are you? Welcome to our live weekly show where I show up every Wednesday morning for you. My name is Afton Porter. I am your life coach and fashion stylist. And every week, I love to help you live better, look better, and feel better. So, this is what we do Wednesday mornings. Hopefully, you have your drink ready to go. I've got my green smoothie I've been working on. And you ready just to dive in? This is our weekly date. So if you're new here, if this is the first time watching this, put it on your calendar every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific. We're going to go. We're going all the month of November. So welcome. Hello. Say hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. If you're watching live, say hello. Tell me where you're watching from and participating from. Love to have you here. Well, today we're going to be talking about a topic that you may have said to yourself, you may have said to other people, and you probably almost certainly have had someone tell you before. When you are nervous or you're scared to do something, and maybe you just need to muster up the courage to do it, and someone will tell you, fake it until you make it. And let me tell you, that is such terrible advice, to fake it till you make it. This is like, what is it? This is like feeding the imposter syndrome. It's terrible advice. In fact, my college student daughter was asked to watch a TED talk about faking it until you making it. And you guys, she's kind of right. There's a part of it that she's right, but she's missing the whole picture. And what she's missing, we're going to go into a little bit today, because I don't want that for you and I don't want that for her. And it's just a part of me felt sad that she had to watch this video and then she had to write a paper on how it could help her. And I asked my daughter, I said, "What year was this TED Talk?" She said 2012. And I said, "Honey, that is old news." Like, it's like the thinking level of that is old. And I knew when I heard it that that was not new and that it was an older video. It's like 9 years old. So much has happened. And girlfriends, that is not how a style icon thinks. That is just perpetuating the imposter syndrome of not feeling good enough. If you're having to fake it until you make it, well, you just faked it until you made it. And I get it. I understand, because we are, as humans, fear of full. No, I'm sorry, full of fear. Like, we're scared of doing something that we're not sure that how it's going to turn out. We're scared if we're going to be successful. We're scared if someone's going to make fun of us. We're scared if we're going to mess up our words and people are going to be like, "Okay, Afton, why are you doing that?" We're scared that, people are going to be judging us. And so we put on all these heavy things on us when we go to do the scary thing. And we're told, fake it till you make it. And like I said, it's a little heartbreaking to hear that. And even though sometimes that could work, it can work, because it's kind of true. It is kind of true. But when you do something from the mindset of fake it till you make it versus the style icon mindset that we're going to go into, your journey, your experience is just at a different level, because we know that what we're doing is all a journey. We are just going from one one goal to the next goal, one milestone to the next milestone, one thing to the next thing. If you don't have goals, if you're just out there living life without, letting life tell you what to do, you're still going from the next thing to the next thing. whether you chose it or not. And when we are faking it till we making it versus having the style icon mindset, our experience and the journey can be different. And that's what I want for you. So if you are like in that position where you are feeling like you are going to have to fake it until you make it, well, let me offer you another idea and see how this feels on you. So I work with a lot of women with different things going on, whether they work for somebody else, work for themselves, have their own business in the fashion industry, um, or they just have their own personal goals or working on relationships with their families and parents and children and all the things that life has to bring us. And when I'm working with coaching my clients, I talk to them about having the style icon mindset. That's what this podcast and these, you know, videos are all about, is thinking like a style icon. So, though you could probably say fake it till you make it, I want you to elevate that idea. I want to elevate that thought and how you are going through your motions. How are you going through to your next big thing? All right. So, with the style icon method, you are wanting something that you don't know how you're going to get, right? You have this big, huge goal, you have these big dreams. And when you write it down and you write down a very specific goal that you have, when you when you take that big goal and you zero in on what that is, you might not have all the steps on how to get there, but you got to be crystal clear on what that goal is, right? You have to know what it is so that you know who you need to become to get there. And how you become that woman is the journey. All the decisions that you get to make, all the failures and picking yourself back up and the learning experiences and the relationships that you build, all the beauty and all the hard is in that journey to who you're going to become. And when I'm working with my clients, I want them to visualize who you need to become to get that goal, to achieve that next step or the next dream that you have. You know, who is the woman that is driving that car? Who is the woman that has that job? Who is the woman that has that relationship? Who is the woman that has, feels great about herself? And as you have a list of who you need to become and you focus on one of those things and you work on skills, right? You're developing skills on your way to becoming her. And some might say, well, you just fake it until you become her. You fake it, you pretend you're her, and then you'll when you make it, then you'll be her. But this is the problem. Imposter syndrome is real and it shows up in so many different ways. One way is you don't feel like you're good enough for that goal, or maybe you achieved it and you still don't feel good enough. You don't feel like you are educated enough. You don't feel like you're the one for the job. You feel like other people are better than you, or maybe it was just really hard for you to get it. And so you don't feel like you deserve it. Or maybe it's really hard in the process of you getting it and you're like, it's not for me. When you're faking it, then you're just feeding into that imposter syndrome. And we want to eliminate. We're not going to give in. We're not going to feed that. We're not going to live from that space. You're not going to make decisions from a false identity. You're going to be making decisions from inside of you, deep inside you, that you are not thinking about nearly enough. But as you think about her, you spend your daily morning routine thinking about her, what kind of decisions she makes as her, your inner style icon, and then you make decisions from her. She's you. You don't need to be fixed. There's nothing wrong with you. She is already in there. You could also seek guidance from God or wherever you get your inspiration from, but you can get additional inspired action that way too as you're doing the journey. But as you're making decisions from you and you actually imagine being her, you become her, you make the decisions as her, and then you achieve what she has, what she wants. Do you see how that works? When you're just making a decision, when you're living life from an authentic, from a real perspective, from who you are inside of you, she's there. There's nothing to fake. There might be some skills to develop. There might be some things you need to learn. There might be mentors that you need to talk to. But we are not faking it, sisters. All right. You are her and you're becoming more of her. You're developing into more of who you already are. And when you are able to stand and claim that position, it's a whole different story, ladies. The way that you see yourself, as you're making those decisions, you can make them with a lot more confidence and a surety. Yes, it's still going to be scary. Yes, it's not going to be easy to make some of those hard choices. Yes, you're going to still kind of like struggle and fall, but you're going to get back up and you're going to be in a stronger, solid position. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you need me to clarify anything on that. But as you are coming and facing with courage the choices that you have before you, the new thoughts that you're going to have to make those new decisions to get those different results, you're coming from a place of assurance and confidence and peace versus this fear and this unknown and fake. You really have to fuse with your inner style icon, with the woman who is going to have to be, who you're going to be able to achieve your dreams, but you can do it. And when you get there, you're going to be stronger. You're going to be in a different place than you are right now. You're her, but you're more developed. You've learned from your journey, from your experiences. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of life. And as you approach it from the real, from the real sense, instead of out here in this imposter syndrome where it's just confusing and messy and chaotic and you're living in this acting and fake where you can live in a different, I'm offering you a different idea, a different place. And when you dress, you come up, you approach it whole, authentically with where you are, knowing where you are, what you need to develop, who you need to become her. And along the way, you're going to find you've reached your goals and dress for that woman. You know, if you haven't watched the Style Icon podcast, what is a style icon? It's like number 3. Go back and watch it. Or how to think like a style icon, I think is what it is. I go into huge detail of enclothed cognition and how what you wear and how you think when you put them together, magic happens. That's what happens here. You are fully becoming the woman that you are destined to be. You have those righteous desires in your heart. Now go and be her. And when you put on the style component and you learn your style superpower, nothing's going to stop you from achieving your dream. All right. So fake it till you make it is just terrible advice. It's bad advice. I want you to become the style icon. I want you to find your inner style icon, unleash her, and listen to her. Not all the voices in your head, not all the people out in the world who don't have what you want, but listen to her, pull her out. You know what direction you need to go to. You know what mentors you need to listen to. You know what books you need to read. You know what skills you need to develop. You know who you need to listen to, and just kind of quiet all the noise. And you can stand with confidence, claim your goal like you have it. All right. So that's it for this week. Let me know what you would want me to, if you want me to go deeper into any of these areas. But have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. In the meantime, think like a style icon. Bye bye.